What's that? I don't know. It was here when I got here. Well, don't touch it. How come? I don't know. It might bite. It says Salomon on the side. Salomon? Like the horrible hire boots we used to get when we were skiing? Yeah, those are the ones. The ones that smelled of mildew and failed potential. Actually, I think you're going to find that Salomon have got a long and storied history in the outdoors. It all started way back in 1947. When out of a single workshop in the French Alps, they started to develop bindings and ski boots that absolutely revolutionized both alpine and cross-country skiing. Then in the 90s, they took all of this knowledge that they gained over those decades and started applying it to other forms of footwear. Now you're just as likely to see Salomon footwear from the trailhead to Petit Umo to the ski slopes. Ah, okay, so this was you. Yeah, I got Charles from Huckberg to send them over. Why? And how do you know Charles? Yeah, that's not important right now. Why are these here? You said you thought you were losing relevance in the sphere of menswear with your dogged determination to stick to just the staples of menswear. Okay, no. And your unfailing adherence just to a handful of brands. No. And these are whole tutorial segments that you were really fascinated to explore, but you had no idea either where to begin or whether you needed a complete overhaul of your wardrobe. Okay. And that you... no, I said I had sore knees. Well, these are going to help with that too. But what exactly are these? These are Salomon's XT6 Expanse. They celebrate Salomon's 75th anniversary with the original colour palettes, but then they keep the grippy traction, the comfortable ride, the stable ride, and also the breathability of the legendary XT6. So these are not the XT6s. No, they are the Salomon XT6 Expanse. The XT6 Expanse celebrates Salomon's 75th anniversary by okay, enough of the Huckberry copy text recital. Why didn't you get these? It says here that they are a waterproof running shoe, ideal for long sessions in wet conditions through rough terrain. We live in Berlin. It's damp underfoot. 2 reasons. First off, you are never ever going trail running, wet or otherwise, long or otherwise. And second reason is these colors are pretty. Yeah, okay, first off you're right, and yeah, they are very, very pretty. You're being very quiet about this whole thing. I'm just waiting to learn more. Okay, so yes, this is not the XT6. The XT6 was that one that we saw plastered on everybody's foot a few years ago at Pity. But these are actually better for us because, I mean, we like a bit of heritage, right? Sure. Yeah. So, these are based... Why is it so dark in here? As I was saying, these are based on the XT6 Adventure, which was one of the pairs of shoes that put Salomon on the map all those years ago. So yeah, these take all of that vibe, but kind of mash it together with all of the technological advances that have happened over the past 30 years that culminated in the XT range. And with that very pretty colorway, you get a bunch of things with registered and trademark behind the names, like Agile Chassis System, like SensiFit, like ErgoFit, or is it ErdoFit? EndoFit. It was none of those. The Agile Chassis is, I believe, the sole. And I think it's the same thing that you find in the regular XT range. And it's actually really, really fascinating. I mean, you see this cage that runs all the way around about the shoe and throughout the sole. This acts as a sort of reinforcement wall for the softer, more malleable materials that go into the rest of the sole. And those other materials, that's actually 2 different kinds, 2 different densities of foam that act together as one to give just maximum performance. There is a harder foam that goes right underneath your foot that just provides the maximum degree of stability. And then under that, sandwiched between the harder foam and the outsole, is a softer foam which acts as a shock absorber. And then, as I mentioned earlier, there's this cage that runs all the way around and throughout the sole, just holding all of this together and looking pretty dope while it's about it. Which, let's face it, that's the most important thing. The outsole, it also has a registered trademark behind it. I guess it's pretty good out in the trails. I will never find out. It looks great. It's got these nice, sharp, defined lugs that I guess will shed mud pretty easily. The upper itself is made from this really nice, dense mesh that just keeps all of the things that should be in, all of the things that should be out, and all of the things that are in and should be out, keeps them out, lets them out. You mean sweaty feet, right? Exactly. The other things like the EndoFit and the SensiFit. So I think that the EndoFit is this kind of like sock liner that runs down the inside all the way to the insole. And this just, when you slip them on, it just holds your foot in place. It really feels like your foot is getting a hug. And the Sensi Fit, I think, is this bit on the outside where the laces attach. This also runs right the way down to the top of the sole. And you do feel that tightening around about your foot when you tighten up the laces. And speaking of those laces, so the regular XT range, they've got some sort of quick lacing system with some fancy lacing garage. This doesn't have that, unfortunately. I guess the whole quick lacing system is a reasonably recent development. These are based on an old school pair, so we've got old school laces and no lace garage. That's the bit I'm sad about. I liked the clean look that the XT range has. Okay, maybe I can tuck them down in there, but that might just look a bit weird. What else, what else, what else? There's some reinforcement down at the toe, always handy. And there's a pull tab at the back, also always handy. Okay, yeah, sure, they're very impressive and techy. And they're very pretty. True, but do we have to now go buy a whole new wardrobe that's just Gramici and Patagonia and Arc'teryx and that kind of thing? I don't think so, no. I mean, over the past few years, I've seen a lot of people who are really die-hard denim heads and really into the Red Wing boots. They've transitioned over to sneakers. And with that, well, it seems to go either one or two ways. Either these folks double down on the whole heritage thing, sticking to the raw crispy denim and maybe transitioning to the next perceptible tier up from Red Wings and sort of work boot sphere. So I'm thinking of Nicks and Whites and all of this. Or they go the much more sensible way and they maybe look towards a one-wash pair of jeans, a rinsed pair of jeans, or that sacrilege of sacrilege, like a properly stone-washed pair, and then they get a pretty dope pair of sneakers to go with it. And I like that a lot, actually. I mean, it's a world away from the high-end sneakers. I'm thinking of like the Common Project Achilles and their constant companion, the skinny jeans, or it's so far away from the hypebeast sneakers, so the Balenciaga sock things, you know, that kind of stuff. The XT6s, they were pretty hype. Yeah, okay, you might be right. Are these far enough behind the hype train that they're good again? I think we're far too old to be thinking in any of these terms. Ah, fair enough. Right, let's just make this super simple. Let's all just test them. What are you wearing today? Double denim today, so I have got my washed 316 CSs, I've got my Benzite jacket, white t-shirt, and my Benzite cap. Didn't we agree that we were going to stop wearing caps? We did, but we also agreed we wouldn't be wearing hoodies anymore, and yeah, okay. And yeah, I think these work. Yeah, I would work better if we were 10 years younger. Everything would. Okay, yeah, but what you got? Let's see, I've got the cargos from First Pattern, the t-shirts from Benzac, and the overshirt, that's also from Benzac. Okay, yeah, you're straying a little bit towards the prepper, but I like it. And last but not least, right, okay, so I have black over-dyed CSs from 316, I have a hoodie from 316, I have a white t-shirt from somewhere, and I have the 316 shot collab. Question, do we have too much 316? No. No. But yeah, see? I absolutely think that works. Yeah, it does, right? Are we GORP now? Not sure, maybe. See, we don't have to stick to the heritage with a capital H brands. We can have a little fun with it. And less sore knees. And if you're that guy, who? Me? Yeah, you, the guy that just wants to stick to the classics, stick to the staples, to stick to the archetypes. And if you are that guy, if you're that guy, then I suggest checking this video out up here that talks about 5 of the very, very best canvas sneakers out there. You know what? Maybe I'll do that.